Arise, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for episode 2 of Unsung, a brand new Emberwind campaign. We are here with the full cast and crew. That cast and crew being the illustrious Video Store Cowboy. We have with us Radio Johnny Panda. We have Little Red Dot returning with us, and Sam the Wizened Fool. That being said, guys, if you want to support the show, please check out our Patreon. If you want to support this show specifically, check out that donation section down below for all the fun things, the unique things you can donate for this game specifically. And Johnny, take us into our deaths, our inevitable deaths at this bridge.
It's my pleasure.
So optimistic.
I hope so. All right. Previously on Unsung, Axia, a world fractured over 1,000 years ago by the calamity. Cast into the toxic miasma are islands of Earth that now float in the skies and hold the last of humanity. This is made possible by the hearthstones that diffuse the poisonous miasma and enable various floating structures of earth and metal to exist. From this, many settlements are across the skies, the center of which is the center of civilization is Adriel. It is in the district of Gelspar that we find our heroes as they begin their story. Nalos, a tactician who has a leadership role in a noble house. However, his companions know not of this. Red, a spiritualist, has left his monastic lifestyle to find wisdom in the greater world. Talon, a warrior who lives the mercenary lifestyle, is an outsider to the urban world of Adriel. Together, they find themselves heading to uncertain fortunes. With vague information from their contact, Elise, they head towards the center of Gelspar, the Starlight Commons. Here, they will find Kendrick Maddox and the Hearth Crystal at the center of the district. To get there, though, they have to cross Hacksaw Bridge, a perilous expanse connecting two parts of Gelspar. Sensing danger, they find themselves confronted with this situation. A woman's cry for help from her pursuer. She's being hunted across the bridge by vicious bloodhounds and their master. Red steps in to intervene and forces the group to confront the Houndmaster and his animals. The fight initially goes well, at the cost of Red's health, but the Houndmaster steps up his game and calls for reinforcements. The group now faces a daunting challenge. Four bloodhounds and its angry master. And that's where we fade in. Now, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and put on screen the pictures of what they're facing again, just so everybody's got an idea of what we're dealing with here. So right now, I've got on the game table are the hounds. This is an example of the bloodhound. The art is fantastic here, and it evokes some really scary imagery. And so you'll see the bloodhound there. And now we're going to be switching over to the Houndmaster, who is sort of the villain at the center of all of this. And these hounds are sort of his grunts or minions. And so as we sort of fade into this particular scene, we're in the middle of a fight. It's been 3 rounds of combat. In that time, the Houndmaster has, sent his 3 hounds towards all 3 of you, to the 3 of you as you're fighting in this particular situation. 1 hound has gone down. 1 hound is still, wounded, and 1 hound is, just at full health. Red has done a phenomenal job in interrupting the Houndmaster's special abilities, thus preventing me from actually affecting some real damage that I've been waiting for. Damn it. And so as we topped the 4th round, the Houndmaster evoked a call and brought in 2 more hounds to the setting. And so now if you look at the game table, you can see that there is a cluster of creatures surrounding the 3 of you, plus the Houndmaster himself, who, as has been pointed out privately, has put himself in a precarious situation at the edge of the bridge. And there are 2 hounds sort of, at the north side of the bridge. And so I'll bring up the where is it? The initiative table. Where is it? Come on. There we go. And you guys should be able to see the initiative order as it stands right now. And so one of the things that happens at the beginning of every round is that we can change the initiative order. For the foes, that's always going to be the same. But you guys can actually switch it up. And since Cathbat is not here yet, her character is just down at the bottom, just there. So there are no elite foes. Cathbat isn't in the scene yet, and we've got the sort of the boss foes there too. So Nalos, Talon, Red, Do you guys want to switch your initiative order at all?
Johnny, real quick. So number 2 is, you said wounded, and 3 is fresh. Is that correct?
3 is, let's see. Number 3 is wounded, and number 2 is fresh.
It doesn't matter a whole lot to me if I go late again. I'm at 18 health, so I'm like probably okay to take a hit from this thing if I need to. But I can go earlier if I need to.
Yeah, I'm also, as long as I go before Talon, I think that's where Nellis is the most effective, because I can essentially give you bonus moves on your turn.
That's true. That's been very helpful so far. So I just worry about that thing tearing into you.
I have so much health. It's ridiculous. You're fine.
No, I wasn't talking about you.
Oh, that's fine. He's probably fine.
I'm at 18. So I'm only 2 away from 4 right now. So.
Okay, well, still, 1d10 plus 10 is not anything to sneeze at. And the way Johnny's been rolling, it gets pretty brutal. Yeah,
it's true.
Let's try another round like this, and Nalos, do your thing, and we'll see. I'll gauge depending on how badly, hopefully, Red can dodge out of the way.
If I just get real beat up, we may want to consider doing something different.
See, the funny part is I can tag both that hound and the houndmaster from where I stand. I don't even have to move because my lunge gives me melee range +1. So I don't have to go anywhere. And he's going to come in probably.
That's the thing is we definitely want Talon to go. We want Nalus to go first because he can give the bonuses. We need Talon to go second because Talon needs to go before the houndmaster. So Red has to go third. So I think
pretty much we're here. So let's do it.
Cool. So are we at the top of the initiative order, Johnny? Is that what I'm understanding here?
Yes. So again, as the last at the end of the last sort of scene, the I believe it was Red.
Sorry.
Red stepped up and did his thing in sort of restoring himself. And then even before you were able to make a move, the Houndmaster actually made his whistle, to call in his foes. And we've got these 2 new sort of hounds sort of, at the top of the screen. So, yeah, it is. We are now at the top of the initiative order, and you have the ability to go hog wild right now.
Cool. So as a free action, I am going to give Talon his first free action of the round is now his first fast action of the round is now a free action. That is free for me. I am going to read my abilities.
I need to figure out how to counter that shit. That's just way too powerful in Talon's hands.
And it's the entire field.
What?
Right. That's the range. The range is the whole.
Oh my
the whole
god,
combat.
that's a little crazy.
Yeah. So
awesome for us, but a little crazy. That's a little crazy. Yeah.
It is a little intense, but it's nice.
Johnny, I do want to remind you. I should make a note. I have heavy grip activated as a sustain that I'm keeping sustained.
Okay.
Do we have control? Yeah, I'm gonna do I'll figure out a little thingy for that. So my damage for my sword is now a D12. Is what that is. Yeah.
So,
okay.
Quick question on the rules here.
Go ahead.
So when you have an amplify effect, that means you spend, like mine says, expend 1 fast action, right? So the ability I'm using is a fast action, then I spend an additional fast action to do the amplified effect?
That is correct.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. So then in that case, I am going to spend 2 fast actions to use the amplified effect of Leader's Comfort, which allows me to heal... fast action to heal +3 times each number of hero... Wait, is that... Oh, shit, it's only myself. I can only heal me. Sorry, Red. I thought I could heal you. But I'm selfish. Apparently, I can only heal me, and I'm at super max health, so that's fine. I'm not doing
I only am 2 away from max.
That's fine. That's fine. What can we do here? There is a dude in front of me, so I'm going to fuck him up. Let's see.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good move. I am going to... Fast turning point. That doesn't happen. Okay, cool. I'm going to stab this guy a bunch of times. I am going to make a regular attack with my polearm, which is 2d10 versus toughness. /R 2d10.
Well, first you got to make your capture.
Roll.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
that's right. That's a d20, right?
And good, because that die roll sucked. So
d20. I forget. Does 6 hit him?
Yes. Well,
What's your cap?
Oh, my cap, my accuracy is 12.
and what's your penetration?
6.
Awesome. You penetrated, so he does not have defense, so you do full damage.
Hell
Yep.
yeah. Suck it.
So
Sorry,
you
Johnny, didn't mean to jump in
He
on
takes
that.
13
No, it's
damage.
Okay, so he's going to take 13 damage at this point?
Yep.
Okay, so
Nice.
And
describe what it's like when you slice in, or okay, continue to do your attacks, and then I'm going to have you describe this for us.
Is he dead?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's more than a scratch, but he's not dead.
Oh, really? Come on. I'm 1 away from a crit. Okay, so let's... he takes another 11 damage, so a total of 24 in the round.
Nice.
Good rolls. Good rolls.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Jesus Christ. All right, so you've taken this guy below what would be the threshold for him looking okay. He's looking really bad, and these things are large, ferocious animals on 4 legs, ferocious teeth, really just ugly eyes, and you're just snarling at you.
Oh, he's still up? Cool. He reaches underneath the shemagh and throws a knife at it, and that is a fast action as my first basic ranged attack is a fast action with that thing. 16 is a miss. It scatters and goes wide.
Absolutely.
And I think that's it.
Luckily, he missed the woman who was 2 squares behind the hound. Okay.
Fast.
Is there such a thing as crit failure in this game? Because
No, that's DM's prerogative. There is no hard and fast. A critical is a critical. A 20 is nothing, unless you wish to make it so.
Well, we might house rule that if it becomes a persistent thing. So
I'm into that as a house rule, personally.
I like it.
It's
And then I'm going to use my last thing as my slow ability that I always forget that I have, which is my maneuver called Guide. So I'm going to make a leadership roll.
Hold on. No, you did free, fast. You're right.
No, I did. Yeah. I did 2. I did 2 attacks. That's right. You're right. No, I did 2 slow attacks with stabbing with my melee weapon.
Yeah, you did free, slow.
Yeah.
So you actually you cheated with the range attack, but
no, you have 2 slow attacks. No, I have my first basic range.
2 slow attacks or 2 slow actions or 4 fast actions, and you can combine the 2 fast into a slow. So
actually, you couldn't have made that range attack because you were out of actions.
Oh, I thought it was 4 fast and 2 slow. Okay.
No.
I was going to say that's a lot. That's a lot of moves. All right, then we're done. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
Well, lucky that throwing knife is just magically appears back into your pocket
weird.
as we sort of rewind the matrix a little bit. It just kind of goes into your hand and you just kind of slide it back in. So
strange.
So all right, okay. So with that action, with that step taken, it's now the grunt's turn. First things first. You say that now. But I've got my eye on you, buddy. All right. So, hound number 2 is going.
Wait, Johnny, I'm sorry. I need to interrupt for a second. A rule that was made aware to me in recent gameplay is that your action pool does not replenish until it is the character's turn. It's not at the top of the order. Like right now, I have nothing I can do because my action pool doesn't replenish until it's the start of my actual turn. Red is the same way. Unless he held an action from last round, he can't do anything.
Unless I have a trigger.
Unless you held one. Well, you still have to hold a fast action to make it work, though. You can't just have a trigger. You have to save an action from your pool to carry over to the new round to try and stop somebody.
Oh, I thought that free actions were just
free. That's true. Yes, that is correct.
I was like, that my triggered action is a free. So
I keep forgetting that, which I think is a little overpowered. To be
it takes half of my HP away. So
true.
It does. So, okay. So this is one of those interesting things when I love that you brought that rule into a fact, or you brought that rule up. I would love to know a page number just so that I can make sure I can jump back to it, because in reading through all the rules in the back of the Axia book or the Skies book, I did not actually see it in any of the listings for the rules at all. So, which is funny because it's actually on the character sheet. It's at the bottom of the page. It says your turn. Number 1, restore your action pool. Number 2, select sustains. Number 3, use up your action pool of actions. Okay, so it is on the character sheet. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
Which I'm gonna put on here on the chat is why we need character sheets actually in the book. I'm going on record as saying it. I've always been on record as saying it.
Okay.
In case any people are listening to this. Oh, go right ahead.
Not like you're trying to make a point or anything. Not at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
All right. So the grunts are gonna take action. First things first. So the hound in front of Nalos is going to pounce, which means move up to 5 squares towards a hero with least HP with least HP. That's interesting.
That's
All
me.
right. So, Sam, yeah, the hound number 2 is going to pounce.
Ow! See, that's the bad one. That's the very bad one.
He's going to jump over, essentially. Oh, hold on. I need to fix it so I can actually move. Wait, what the heck? All right. Why can't I move these guys? For some reason, they are just not. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. My apology, guys.
I don't know.
He's going to pounce. He's going to pounce here.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he's gonna essentially jump over and go for Red's character, or for Red. Now, this is something where I think it's interesting that it goes for the character with the least HP. I think that's a little a little silly. It should actually be able to have a little bit more control. But we're just going to go ahead and do this and watch what happens.
Right. Sure. Yeah, because I tend to agree with you, Johnny. I would think it would go for the one that just cut into it twice.
All right, so it automatically hits. What is your toughness?
4.
So it's going to do 1d10 plus 10 minus 4.
Nice. That's good. This is good.
It's a good thing.
I'm so glad you're happy about this. This is great. I'm loving this.
This is good. It's all good. Hey,
well, at least
really good.
I did a terrible roll.
Okay, he might live through this round. He might actually. It might happen. It might happen.
Yeah,
might.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait to do my thing. You're good.
That sounds like okay. All right. And then the second thing it's going to do, because it's going to get 2 actions, is it's going to make a bite attack against you.
Good.
And so that is going to be a similar roll. Actually,
I rolled dodge first, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do roll dodge first. Actually, and you should have rolled dodge on that last one too.
No, auto hit does not roll dodge. That's why. That's why pounce is dangerous.
Right, but so it says hero is knocked prone versus his willpower.
He does have to make a willpower check. That is correct.
Okay, so let's have him make the willpower check first.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that one fails.
Okay, you're prone now.
All right, so you're prone.
And now I see if I can get hit. And yes, I definitely get hit.
Yeah, it's actually easier because when you're prone, let's see, you're off guard, so you have -2 to your dodge anyways, so it was even worse. I mean, you pretty much failed.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm definitely unconscious.
Well, technically, maybe not.
So, what happened to that little amulet you had last time there, buddy?
Well, it doesn't work twice.
That roll, yeah, it's only a 1 shot. Oh, that roll.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
hold on.
That's not a good roll.
Hold on.
I'm bringing it up specifically so you can double check the roll before we make that clear.
So I don't get knocked down because I have +10 to my barriers until the start of my next turn because I just came up.
Okay.
Yes, that's true. Oh my God. Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter because 19 is still not good enough.
Wait. What's +10 to your barrier?
16.
Okay, cool.
I'm at a 16 right now to avoid this hit.
Then I activate my ability, which is a passive free action.
Hold on a second. Let me make sure I understand this. I want to be very clear about this. So with a +10 to his barrier, that means that the damage doesn't go through, does it?
Oh, that's true. Is toughness a barrier?
Yes. It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, then no matter what, I don't get hurt by either of these attacks.
Yep. Barrier values are okay. Dodge is a defense value. Barrier value, toughness, but it doesn't matter. That's fine because you're right. The damage doesn't go through because you now have an effective toughness of 16 until your turn.
Right, exactly.
Or 14, whatever.
But it doesn't matter. But yeah, all right. So I'm good to go.
And actually, that means you didn't take the previous damage either.
Right. So
exactly.
so I think like just to like describe this, I think like to describe this, like Red like just got back up, and I've kind of been describing that sort of strange aura that happens when he gets hit. I think maybe like we get a shot like from the hound's view, right? Like if this was like a TV show or something, and for some reason it's like the like looking at Red through like a fogged glass window, right? It's like you can like kind of see him, but it's like this blurred outline, and so when the thing attacks, it's like napping at the shadows and the shifting of his robes, where really there's just nothing there.
Okay. Very cool.
Very nice. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, given the way that things have played out so far,
I get attacked again.
You do get attacked again.
But I mean,
still have the high barriers, so this is good for me to be attacked.
My hands are really tied about what I think would happen in this particular case. That being said, yeah, it makes sense that you come up and you're just going to be that badass for that moment. So the hound, the second hound is going to do another pounce, right? I mean, the hound number 3 is basically going to do another pounce, and so for damage, it's going to do this.
Absorbed again.
Sorry, yeah, it completely absorbed, right? And actually, I should be rolling that as -14, and not -4.
Right.
So, and then the melee attack is going to come in as well.
Okay.
And
so I roll my dodge again.
Okay, well, hold on. First of all, he's got to do the willpower to remain. No, he's already prone, isn't he? He did get knocked down. He failed this. You're on the ground.
He did get knocked down.
All right. So keep in mind, Sam, you're Red. You will only have. You cannot take actions till you expend a fast action to remove prone.
Hold on a second. I just realized the mistake that we made.
Oh.
1d10 plus 10. The roll is 18 minus 4.
Yeah, he actually takes some damage this time.
He takes 4 points of damage
each time. I took 4 each time. I'm at 10 total. Right?
That's true. Yeah. Okay. Well, still better than a bleeding pile on the ground.
No. I just want to make sure that we're clarifying that, because the toughness is still there, but it is having some sort of tangible effect on him.
So mitigating, he would be like, it would not be good. Just leave it at that. All right.
Okay, and so that the next attack sort of comes in, and it's a melee attack from Hound 3.
Good.
So now you get your dodge.
Yes, now you get your dodge.
Mm-hmm. Come on, Red, you can do it.
Oh, jeez.
There you go. He matrixes out of the way.
Yeah, you are a complete badass.
Yeah, so like Red's like tangling with this thing, like with his like spear and the beads like in its mouth, like avoiding it while he's like wrestling with it on the ground, trying not to get chomped.
All right. Yeah, it's Red looking like a complete freaking badass and just sort of skirting most of the damage. And so with that happening, both of those hounds have made their attack. The other two are slobbering in and, running towards, all of you, and just kind of, pushing their way forward, towards across the bridge, which leads us into Talon's attack.
Yep. All right. I'm assuming you two can handle these two. And we've got serious trouble coming. And I have my full turn plus a fast action as free, according to Alice. Okay. I think this is more. Oh, wait. I don't have to. I can do that. Make a basic melee as I can't get over to him. So I have to blow that slow. All right, screw it. I'm just going to advance. And yeah, pretty much he looks at those two and like, finish them. I am going to do a shift action, and I think that's going to be my freebie right now, to engage the Houndmaster. All right, Johnny, here's where that scenario would come up theoretically that we talked about beforehand.
Okay.
Given his back is to the edge of the bridge, my character naturally would try to do some sort of a bull rush or a check or a something to shove him off because that makes the most sense to me.
Sure.
How would you rule that happening as the storyteller?
So is there something listed for your character as sort of an unarmed attack?
Not really.
Okay. What is I'm again not being completely familiar with all the character sets or the character.
There's an athletic skill.
Well, see, that's what I think it would default to. There is a class action, but I don't have it.
Right. What does the class action expect you to do? Do you remember?
Yeah. Oh, sure, I do. It's just called shove, and it's auto hit, and you move the target from 1 to 5 squares straight back.
Oh, so it's an auto hit. Then yeah, let's make it an athletics check. Absolutely. There's definitely a chance of failure there.
Just do a roll off, right? You roll athletics, he rolls acrobatics or whatever.
Well, they don't really have numbers like that is the thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. If Johnny wants to do a contested, that's a good idea. I'm not sure how he would adjudicate that, but it's up to him. It's perfectly. Yeah.
So I'm going to err on the side of the fact that the system designs in such a way so that it really is based on really the player's effort here, and not necessarily trying to do some sort of like adjudication of like a roll off of some kind.
Right.
I prefer the narrative to really kind of be driven by the way the mechanics are working. So
sure,
I'm really happy with the fact of how you're doing things right now. It's
okay.
It's perfect. And so it looks like you're rolling a 16 here.
I did, but I'm going to use my frickin' Emberwind Ember thing to modify it and bring it down to a 12, which is my athletics roll, my athletic score.
Which is your athletics score. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Hoping I don't totally blow that for this, but yes, that is my plan.
Target the last hero, blah, blah, blah. Da, 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 da. All right. So here's what I'm thinking is going to happen in this particular case. Because you did that, and because of the way that the circumstances have played out in this particular scenario so far, what's going to happen is you're going to shove him, and he's going to get pushed off the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But as he does this, as he begins to fall in that sort of cinematic, sort of slow motion Hans Gruber at the end of Die Hard kind of a thing, it's actually going to be more like the Balrog at the bridge of Khazad Dûm, and his whip just sort of comes out and kind of wraps around a part of the bridge itself, and you kind of see him dangling as you're kind of looking over the side.
Nice.
But those bloodhounds that were just generally running towards the group now have set their eyes on you.
Of course they have. All right.
So,
how would you classify that? Probably as a slow action to make that move, I would think. Probably.
Oh, that's definitely a slow action.
yeah. No, it's not a problem. That's not a problem.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, that makes sense. But that still leaves me with half my turn left.
Okay.
And actually, yes. So then, what I am going to do is I will do lunging strike on number. So technically, number 1 is kind of like over here. Basically, is what I'm understanding. Is he like kind of like in this square?
Yeah, so I'll move him over here, and he's dangling off.
Dangling. Okay.
And,
right.
and desperately climbing up.
Oh, sure. I'll tackle that when the time comes.
Okay.
And I will do lunging strike on 3, which gives me range +1. Now let's see if I actually hit him. It'd be nice to get that 16 out of the way. There we go, and I think that even penetrates. Oh yeah.
Well, so let me ask you this: what are you intending to do here?
Number 3, I have lunging strike, which gives me melee range +1. I'm striking it.
Sorry, I thought you were aiming back towards the Houndmaster. I apologize.
No, not till he gets back up. I'll keep beating him down, but if I can take one of these dogs out, which I have a good chance of doing actually. And then let's see,
roll your damage.
I have no actions left, but this is 2d12. This is heavy grip.
Dang.
And well, actually my penetration now is a 12, so yeah, that easily made it. So damage is going to be 15 on number 3.
On number 3, okay. This dog is really just down for the count, but he's still somehow on his he's wobbling and stumbling, and as the blade kind of slices, and He is bleeding profusely, but he is still somehow standing. Showing sheer, sort of like animalistic ferocity, in will, just to continue to stand in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so
that is my turn.
That is your turn,
Yep.
Which then brings us to the Awakened Foes rank, which is the Houndmaster. Mm-hmm. Now, I have a question for Red, given the way that we we were dealing with your interrupt last time. How does that work? Is it something? And I think this is really kind of a sort of a judgment call that we're going to be making here, but I want to get some clarification. Is it something where you have to see the target for an action to be able to work, or for an interrupt to be able to work with Bloodseal?
It doesn't say anything about it.
It's just range. It's as long as he's within range of the ability, he can use it.
And so is there any sort of story-driven element that kind of, narratively kind of fits here for this particular?
I mean, we can talk a little bit more about what the like Bloodseal is narratively, like what Red's magic is. I mean, so he has like sort of the chi based magic, but I think he sort of draws power from spirits and sort of occult beings in the world around him, and I think that's like what you've seen with his revenant ability, with this like sort of haunting aura, these sort of other beings coming to his aid. When he taps into sort of this secret knowledge of his monastic order, it's at the sacrifice of his own health, but he's able to call on these forces to restrict the ability of others to act as they will. And I think we maybe at this point it's probably become a little bit more obvious as people have sort of started to watch Red. Is he's bloody and battered, but the majority of his injuries don't seem to be like from like the scratches and wounds from the dogs. There's some reason he's bleeding profusely from his back. It's unclear what's going on there, but I'll give you that.
Okay. All right. So with that in mind, you hear a guttural yell coming from over the edge of the bridge, and the Bloodhound activates his Unleash ability.
Ah, crap.
That sounds like something that I want to not let him do.
Yeah. I don't want to know. This is not good.
So I'll use my Bloodseal, and I will roll against my cap.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
10 will be good enough.
Okay.
Gosh.
So I lose half of my HP and stop this from happening.
So what you basically did was you stopped the ability for actions by the nearest Bloodhound deal plus 10 their next turn. Plus 10 damage.
Thank God.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Of which...
Yeah.
Yikes.
Of which... The next thing he does is activate his animal handling ability. Special ability.
Damn it.
Which is another scream. Are you interrupting this one? Can you interrupt this one?
I can only do once per round.
No, he can do it once and he loses the hit points. I guess that's yeah. So
I got your number, buddy. I got your number, buddy. I got you now. So with the animal handling ability, both Hound number 2 and now Hound number 3 heal 10 hit points.
Yep.
So they are reinvigorated and sort of like this sort of magical. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Did you have something to say?
No, I didn't.
So they're looking not as worse for the wear as before, and looking a little bit more vicious than usual. And with his move action, he is going to try and swing himself back up onto the railing.
Both of those were not slow.
He has 3 actions per turn.
Oh, they moved.
They move differently. Yep. Don't consider it to be ours. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very curious to understand the mechanics behind how this kind of works, but he gets 3 actions per turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those can be a combination of his basic actions, his special abilities, or his movement. So,
yeah, because those are more prescribed. There's only limited things they can do where we have more range. That's how they kind of balance that out.
Right, exactly. Yep. All right. So with that, I'm actually going to roll a D2, and we'll let fate decide whether he actually gets up or not.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's do this. Did that go through?
Yeah, no, it did.
Yep. So he's trying to swing back and forth and trying to kind of get the momentum to get himself up onto the bridge itself, but he's not able to do it. And you hear a guttural sort of scream in rage as he can't seem to get to that particular point, which leads us to Red's turn.
Okay, so the first thing Red is going to do is clamber back up to his feet. He hopes that it's graceful, but in his injured state, it's probably a little bit less than he might hope. So here's the thing is, at this point, if these guys hit me again, like, it doesn't really matter if I heal. I'm pretty much screwed. I'm not sure that taking the action to heal is really worth it here. So I'll take another fast action to move away 5 squares.
Okay.
Be sure to watch the hole. There's a hole there.
Oh, this is a hole.
I mean, yes. You could Johnny could probably let you walk across the beam there, but this is definitely a hole. Yeah, this part right here, right. That's a hole. Come on.
But moving diagonally doesn't cost you anything more
Correct.
Or less.
So yeah, you can move diagonally just as easily.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm very glad to see that you avoided the glass.
Yes.
The hazards on the bridge. That's great. Paying attention.
And then is 3 still looking worse than 2?
3 is still looking worse than 2.
Okay. Well, I will then strike out with my Kie strike. So I think so. Every time that Red has like attacked before this, Nalos and Talon, your backs have been turned to him, so you haven't really seen this. But I think when you see him, like he like swings his staff in this like weird like one-handed motion, and like it's maybe like a little bit bizarre for you guys. Like it seems like if he's been using his weapon this way, like it doesn't really make sense that he's been able to hit anything, and like you're a little bit surprised that he's even been able to keep his hand on his spear. But at the same time is that he does this kind of seemingly artless swing. He's able to, sort of maintain good balance and is still strangely devoid of easy openings to be attacked. And we will see how effective it actually is. 13 is not going to do it.
Not effective enough.
12. Yeah, so he like whips out and makes a stabbing motion with his spear, and we see like the impact go much farther than it should as it whizzes by the third dog, but still does not strike true.
Okay. And is that the last of your actions?
Yes, that was a fast to get up, a fast to move, and a slow to attack.
Okay, so top of the round. Combat situation looks perilous. The situation across the bridge looks like both groups are having a really bad time so far.
I think ours is having a little bit. Let's not both sides. I think ours is having a little bit worse time. I'm going to be honest.
Are you sure about that? I mean, the Houndmaster is kind of isolated. Or off
I've got 2 more hounds that are fresh coming in, about to pounce the hell out of us. I know how you're going to play these, Johnny. Both Nellis and I are in a spot of trouble here. Well, these guys all move at once now. I'm going to end up on my keister with 2 hounds slavering over me. Is what's going to happen.
Well, so that's really interesting because on the other side of the bridge, on the north side of the bridge, you see a figure standing there. Cathbad, come on in.
Cathbad looms in the shadows as if laughing at the 3 of these men failing miserably on the bridge. And she steps into the light, and as it hits her, you realize that she's not dressed like any city folk that you've ever seen. Her base costume looks to be made of the skin of a giant python, as if she wears a kind of a cat suit made of snake skin, and over top of it hangs furs and vines and very natural fitted or natural hanging garb, including like a hood. Her face is not only painted like a skull, but as the light hits it, you realize that there's even bone that has been placed and molded and grafted to her face over time as her cheekbones stand skeletal. And she carries a giant staff that rattles with the bones of her enemies. As she raises her staff high, the first thing she does is takes 3 free actions to give each of you a heal die on your next turn. And you feel the ground itself give you life through the base of all of your feet. And you kind of glow and umber in this color. And as she steps forward to take her real actions, she kind of raspily, beyond the dreads that hang in front of her face, says, "Hound Master, you shall no longer corrupt these dogs." And she's going to do a few things. She's going to center this first slow attack on... Oh, I need to hit. Let's do the, let's see if I can ping it. Yeah, that hound there.
Is that,
okay.
What's your range?
Yeah, that's the first question.
Oh, that's true. Where am I coming in from?
You're at the way top back here.
So you're at the top back here.
I see it. Oh, okay. So how far, what is my movement usually? Is it 5 on average? Okay.
So it is 5 on average. Why don't you go ahead and start at the sort of, at the back, right there. Yeah.
Okay.
And go ahead and make your action from there, essentially.
Okay, that's fine. So good news. I'll cast it on 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it should still hit it. Okay, I'll cast it on this hound then instead, so it reaches.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's gonna hit. The first one is Wither, and you watch as like the vines and things latch itself to the dog's feet and begin to suck away its energy as if turning it into a raisin. And it'll do 1d piercing as it attaches to its feet here in just a second. And I'm going to go ahead and just say I'm going to repeat the effect, which means I'll do the same damage to that hound, and it hits any 2 adjacent foes. So this guy here.
All right.
So 4 and 5 are going to actually get hit by this ability.
Correct. Both of them.
Awesome.
Okay, so you have to make a cap. You have to make a cap check to make sure your spell hits properly.
So the first one is accuracy, right?
Just roll a d20.
Yeah.
That's true though. Accuracy is the basic one you want to get below.
So I did not, because mine's a 12, so I rolled a 17.
Ooh, okay. So your spell kind of like glances off and fizzles.
Glances off of them.
Yeah.
That's cool. So I guess I cast it once, and that gives me another slow action.
Okay, now you did move. Did you place her here, or did she move to that right there?
This is where I appeared from.
Okay, so you're good to go. Okay, that's fine. So and Wither is a faster slow. I don't quite recall.
That's a slow, and I could do one more slow. So this time around, the vines.
Or you can do 2 fast if you want. Just to be very clear, you can do 2 fast or 1 slow.
You can mix it up, and you can do fast, slow, fast. It's any order, however you want to do it.
No, okay. She's gonna do one more. She'll cast one more slow spell. This one's kind of fun too. You watch as the vines kind of back off of its feet, clearly not working, and they light fire underneath them, and wildfire springs forth to affect the same one. So that would be 2d6. So I guess I got to roll it again.
Please roll 20. Oh,
there you go.
Okay, that worked.
Excellent.
So I hit that time for the accuracy. So 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a way to make an
Oop,
entrance.
that did not work at
Two
all.
C's.
That doesn't really work, does it? Let's try that again. There you go. So it takes 6 points there. Do I add anything to that, or is it just the piercing damage?
If that's a piercing, so they can't resist, which is great.
Right.
Yeah, but so they
Just
don't
flat
get the
the pierce-
toughness. So
That's
straight
all right.
through. Yeah.
So that isn't. So just to be clear, that is an AOE sort of damage as well, right? Like it hits adjacent.
Wildfire, I think at the next turn hits adjacent, if I'm not mistaken. I have to look it up real quick.
If it does a repeat effect. So if I repeat it, it would hit the adjacent, but only the first time around. So I have to basically do it twice to hit the adjacent ones.
Okay. All right. So
Is that a sustain spell? Wildfire?
Correct. It is a sustain.
Yeah. Okay. I want to be very clear about this. When you cast a sustain spell, if you choose to sustain it, it doesn't cost you an action next round. You can just keep it going. It's the fast or slow action to cast it is only on the first time you activate it. You do have to choose when your turn comes up, because there's times when you may have 3 spells in action. I think your druid can only probably sustain 2 of them. You have to choose which ones you would want to sustain, but you have to declare that on your turn. I'm sustaining.
Oh, I see. Okay, I'm going to continue sustaining. Okay.
Exactly. And as long as you do it, now guess what? You don't have to make a cap roll. You're just automatically rolling damage.
Right, exactly. That's what we'll do. So I guess I'll plan to sustain this. Just let the fire just burn under it.
Absolutely.
And then question, the healing thing you did, that's for our next time we try.
Next time, whatever it says, whatever your heal dice is. So I don't know if that's different per your class, but it says heal die.
I wish I had something that would heal me. I don't though.
no, hold on a second. There's some information on the character manual on I think page 18 is it where it is. That should give some sort of clarification there on that.
Okay, perfect. So let me just quick flip here.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it might just work that when I have like the next healing action on me, might get extra die. I'm not sure. I don't recall how that worked, to be quite honest.
So
wait, it's +1 damage or healing die to target's next action.
But see, I don't know what a healing die is, so it would be
so basically, like if one of us uses a healing or damage
I see
ability,
it gives you
next time
+1.
we get an extra die. So, like for example, my heal is I get a number of dice equal to my tier.
Oh, I see. So you get an extra.
So I would get like an extra.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's a buffer. Okay, cool. Even better. Cool.
So we all just got buffed.
But was that damage or healing?
Yes.
Is that what it said?
+1 damage or healing die to target hero's next action.
Because I'll take the damage die next time. Thank you very much.
Unless it was a different spell, but that's the
yeah, that's the one. So it's basically either. I mean, I guess technically it doesn't say that you guys can't claim it. It just says either. So if you wanted to take the damage, you could take the damage if you didn't need the healing.
I think it's either or that I get the choice.
Okay. So then for this one, we'll say it's healing. This one's healing.
Okay. Here we go. I need to look up that ability. So keep moving, Johnny. It's all good.
It's called Wild Spring.
Okay, so I have a quick question because through all of that rule discussion, I still don't know, or I need to confirm here. So it's target 5, so it's Hound 5 that basically got the 6 points of damage, correct? Is that
correct?
Okay, all right. So that hound begins to burst into flames as fire sort of begins to lick at its paws, and you hear it sort of whelping, in a little bit of agony.
Okay.
And so we're going to treat that whole sequence as a surprise sort of attack, coming into this situation. And now we're going to treat this as the top of the round, which means
hang on a second, because you might want to change something. So here's the thing. None of us are in range for Wild Spring. It's got a range of 5. They're all outside that range.
Oh, you guys are all too far. Oh,
yeah, we're too far away.
I see. It's free, so free still isn't. I mean,
that's not going to help any of us.
I was about to say, well, I can't reach any of you anyway. So.
She could do it to herself, though.
Yeah, but I don't.
Yes, you could.
And it's
it still works for damage,
I guess that's true. Yeah, I guess I can cast it on myself.
Because your wildfire would then be 3d6 piercing damage.
Yeah, let's do that one. So I'll just plan to cast it on myself, at least for the next round, until I can get closer to everybody.
There you go.
As soon as I get close, I can heal you all.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. So since you cast that on, so you're basically we're going to retcon the fact that you cast it on the 3 of them, and you're going to cast it on yourself, right?
Correct.
Okay. So do you want to add one of those die to your damage?
So that would be the 3rd one there, which was only 1. For
a massive point.
A massive giant point of damage.
Hey, we'll take it.
No kidding.
Take that damage.
By the way, Dot, up in the upper left-hand corner, there's the row of little icons with the arrow, the paintbrush, the.
Oh yeah, I know. And there's the dice. I know.
Oh, you got. It.
I got you.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Great. Okay, just checking. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So I think now we're at the top of the round, if I'm not mistaken.
If possible, it would be great if I could go first and heal myself and then not die.
Heal thyself.
Okay, well, so that's where we are. We're at the top of the initiative order. Hold on a second, guys. We're at the top of the initiative order. There are now 4 hero slots that are being used because there are only 2 foe slots being done. What's going to happen here is there will be hero slot number 1, grunts, hero slot number 2, and then the awakened, and then hero slot 3 and 4 will be back to back, and that should give you a little bit more sort of an informed focus on how combat is going to go here and how you might want to stack up your abilities, because you will be seeing back to back. So there will be basically 3 player actions, back to back, unless something significant sort of changes the landscape of the way that things roll out. So plan appropriately here, guys.
Mm-hmm. However, I still agree that Red's really too hurt to. If those hounds still keep coming after him, he's going to go down, which is not great.
Yeah. So if I can heal first, there's a good chance that I'll no longer be the lowest health person, and that will give me a little bit of reprieve.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question, though. What's your max health?
20.
What's Talon's max health?
30.
What's Nalus's max health?
Like 35.
You're still going to be the lowest.
But that's fine. But I'm going to be able to mitigate this better if I go first, because I can get out of range from these hounds. I can attack and then move away.
Okay, well,
attack, heal, and move away is 2 different things.
No, I know, but that's fine. But I won't need the heals if I can't get hit.
All right, so that's true. That's great. I'm happy for that for you to take that first slot if that's what we're changing up. I just need to know the rest of the initiative order. And since I asked for everybody else's health, Cathbad, what's your health?
30.
30. Okay, great.
So yeah, if possible, I think Red going first is helpful to me not dying.
I am no dying.
I'm totally down.
We haven't even crossed.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, Red, move yourself up front. We just want to go slot back, so it's Red, Grunt, Nalos. I'm third, and then Cathbad will be 4th. Mm-hmm. Let me double check. Let me double check something on that order, because I thought we could do something. Combat rules.
Okay, so
make sure we're doing this right.
If you guys open up the turn order window on Roll20, it's currently set up so that you guys can actually see the current order. And before we actually start this round, I'll let you guys sort of let me know how we're going to do this, and then we'll once we commit to the initiative order, then actions will begin to happen. So.
Right? Yeah. Give me a second, because I thought we could actually put the 4th player. I thought we could put the 4th player wherever we wanted in the order. So if we wanted to front load one with 2 of them, we could do that, I think. But I'm trying to make sure.
Okay, well, hold on a second. Yeah, that you're absolutely right. So the way that rule works actually is that players have to fulfill. So there's hero slots, right? There's 1 through 4. But the only way that only makes sense when there's 4 players, and essentially there's 3 or 4 ranks of foes.
Enemies,
right. So if there are 3 slots filled, so we need specifically to have hero slot 1, 2, and 3 filled, right? In that particular case, one of you can actually choose to be in that same slot with somebody else, right? So we can double up on that slot as long as somebody is already occupying all of the sort of maximum number of hero slots. So in this particular case, there are 3 hero slots and 2 foe slots. That means that there's one player that can actually move their character into another slot. So if we want to double up on Red and Talon, or we want to double up on Red and Nalos, or Cathbad wants to go, with Red, however it works out, you can double up on that first one. As long as a hero slot is filled, more heroes can jump into that slot.
So I have a suggestion.
Okay.
My suggestion would be to have Red and then Talon go so that we can try to knock. He's our hardest hitter. We can maybe try to knock one of these dogs out before they get to go, and then Nalos can buff Catbad.
Catbad's out of range. Oh wait, no, it's a field, isn't it? He's got the whole field to do that.
He's got the whole field for his ability,
and that might be helpful to her because she can just keep that spell going. Exactly. I don't see any real issue with that. Yeah. I wish I could get Nalos. I wish I could get Nalos' free action, but I'll make do. It's not a problem. Okay.
Nalos,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm hearing right now specifically is Red, then Talon, then Grunts, then Nalos, and then Cathbad.
It would be Nalos, then Awakened, then Catbad.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Sorry. Nalos, then Awakened, then Catbad. Okay.
Right.
All right. So Talon, you are now in the second slot because Red occupies the hero slot number 1. You're able to join him there. So we're now at the top of the initiative orders. Is this what you guys want to do?
Yep. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Let's get started. Red.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Start it off.
All right. So first thing I will do is attack number 3.
You're not going to heal.
I'm not going to heal first.
Okay.
Yet. Yes.
Well, no, because I'm gonna strike and then move out of range because they don't have 10 range. So we're okay. Yeah. So I will attack.
That works actually.
And hopefully
going first. Yeah, he gets out of range. I just want you to hit, dude. Hit! Damn it.
That will work. So my accuracy is 12, and my pierce is boosted to 12 by my ability, Vengeful Revenant.
Okay.
Yeah. So we see Red lunge out again in his strange, oddly sloppy style, and this time he's able to strike true with his spiritual spear attack. 1d8, I believe, but I think there's. Let me just make double sure because I think this is the first time I've actually hit anything.
That sounds right for your spear, but do double check.
Yes, that is correct. Cool. 1d8, and it has the pierce, so can't stop it. 8 damage.
Nice.
Okay, so this is on number 2.
3, the most hurt one.
On number 3. And so when the attack goes out, it lands, and the recently invigorated sort of, wounds beginning to sort of heal and seal up kind of, visage of this hound suddenly again becomes to start bleeding profusely as it looks like it's heading towards its last legs. It's not as bad as when Talon hit it, but it looks bad enough. And it's just sort of standing there, just growling and grunting and just kind of swinging its head around. You've got another action. What do you want to do? You got another slow action or 2 fast actions? What do you want to do?
All right. So I would like to move 5 spaces for 1 fast action.
Well, you can't. Your shift is only for 1 square. If you're doing a full move action, it's a slow action.
Okay,
right.
Then I'll do that. And move
there
5.
you go. Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And he abandons us off the map. No.
And I'm waving from far away as I think so like Red strikes and then kind of leaps backwards, trying to get some distance from these hounds that have been all over him.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully we'll be good.
Okay. Yep. Okay.
So you find yourself at range, basically at the edge of the map at this particular point. Your movement, however, attracts the attention. Red is going to go. Or sorry, Talon's going to go next. But your movement is attracting the hound's attention, and you see them starting to eye you as you're sort of bleeding profusely. Talon, you're up.
Yep.
It's time to eliminate a hound, I think, sir.
He's going to try to eliminate 2 of them. It's this damn babysitting. Okay. All right. So he shifts back over to next to Nalos. And I think 3 is pretty badly hurt. 2 is not as badly hurt. Is that correct?
3 is looks like it's on its last legs. 2 looks recently invigorated and looks ready for a fight.
Ugh. I better, I got to put at least one of these down this turn. So, all right. So I sustain heavy grip, of course. And we're going to do, I shifted. So the fast I can do. Okay. I have a fastness still left. We're going to do Bone Shatter Blow on 3 just to make sure I can try to kick its ass. I am 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm within range. I'm gonna get chewed up next round, but it's gonna be worth it. So, or actually, I should do. Let's see, Bone Shatter. I need to make sure this thing goes down. All right, we're gonna do Bone Shatter Blow on 3, and then I'll amplify with Staccato Strike. But let's do this one at a time. So Bone Shatter's a cap check. 14 is unfortunately frickin' a miss. That's delightful.
Okay.
All right, I don't have any way to change it, so nothing I can do. Crap, that's a slow action. I only have a fast left, which sucks. There is nothing else I can really do here.
Throwing knife?
Yes, I guess I can do that. Yeah, and he whips out grabs a hand axe at his belt, and then he hurls it because it's a fast action. That's all I got. I could focus, but it doesn't really help anything. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I guess we'll give it a watch. I'll hit this one. Oh, come on. Of course, and a critical. 6 points on number 3. Number 3.
6 points on number 3.
Yeah.
All right. So this dog's on its last legs. The blade goes flying from your hand and just slams right into its skull, right through its eye socket. And the hound just sort of tips over and, drops to the ground.
Oh, thank God. Whew. Oh, yay. Nice. You kind of saw him get pissed. He swings his sword and was like, God damn! And he just grabs it and kind of hurls it, not even really aiming it. And he just cleaves it in the head and it drops. Spits it like, turns to the other one. And that's the action. That's what happens right there.
So just to confirm, Red, you are still down to really low, correct?
Oh. By the way, Johnny, that was actually a D8, not a D. Oh, no, melee actions. Never mind.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, hound moves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to get into range, and then pounces.
I would like to stop the. Can I stop the movement action?
You cannot stop the movement action as far as I've read. You can only stop
the pounce then.
Pounce. There you go.
So let's cap check. This is for all the marbles. No. Not even a little bit.
Well, you tried, and now you're even down hit points. That doesn't help either.
Look, this is a great way to represent your last stand.
I don't. If you miss, I don't think you have to sacrifice the hit point. Only if you're successful, I believe, because it's favoring the player. So
okay. Well, hold on a second. Last week we actually played with the rule that if he action, regardless of
success or not, he still has to pay it.
Because he still had to pay the toll.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
So actually, I'm happy to take that as an offline discussion for the next episode and moving forward, because I think that's actually a really valid sort of conversation to have. Mm-hmm. But in this particular case, we're gonna play, and so we're gonna finish this encounter with that particular approach in mind.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, what's your toughness right now?
4.
So let's find out what happens when we do this.
I think I'd go down even on a 1. Yeah, I do.
So you're going to go down, and that really just counts as prone. Sorry, buddy. And Red just sort of crumples to the ground as this vicious sort of hound just takes its lunge and pounces on you, just tackling you essentially. And for the rest of you, for Nalus, Talon, and Cathbad, you see Red just sort of crumple. All right, and so the other two run 2, 3, 4, and 4 as well. The first one is going to pounce on Talon for its second action, so it's going to move here.
Okay.
And roll your dodge.
It's
no, it's an auto hit. It's an auto hit. I'm sorry. What's your toughness?
Toughness is 6.
All right.
I'm going to need my sucky willpower roll.
So 7 points of damage. And what is your? Go ahead and roll your willpower.
Yeah, this is going to be bad. All right, hang on. Okay, so that's an owie. And willpower is a grand 4.
Willpower is at a what?
It's a 4. My willpower is a 4. I just got knocked on my ass. Yeah.
Okay. So you take 7 points of damage and are now prone. Just to refresh what prone actually means and the status effects, just so I'm very clear about it, and you guys know what it is. 2, hero off guard cannot take any actions until they expend a free action to remove prone. So,
and off guard means I have -2 dodge.
That is correct.
Yep.
Okay. So
and my
the
dodge
second one,
great to begin with.
The second one is going to come in and pounce on Talon as well.
Okay. Well, I'm already down, so there's not really much point. You must just do the toughest thing.
Right, exactly. So
yeah, here's where it starts to hurt.
That's going to be 11 points.
Okay. Woo-wee. Yeah, it took me just from 30 down to 11 in one turn.
Well, so wait a minute. It's because off guard gives you a -2 to your toughness, right?
Dodge.
Dodge. I'm sorry, my dodge. Okay, great. Just to be clear. All right, great.
Yep.
So hounds have taken their action. Now steps up.
Save us. Now save us.
Oh, that's me.
Be the hero.
Something.
Be the hero that you want to be.
Man, how bad do you look, Talon?
He's pretty. I mean, he had been untouched till this point. Now he's pretty bad. I mean, he's got 2 hounds just jumped all over him and beat the crap out of him. Yeah, he's not looking good.
Okay.
Don't forget though that this guy was the jerk to you last session.
Yeah.
He was talking crap to you.
Yeah. That's. So first of all, I'm going to Cathbad or Dot. Does Cathbad, like she's covered in all kinds of shit, right? She doesn't present as any kind of. She presents like a lump of vines. Does she look like a female?
She's
or
more like Voodoo Priestess meets Hedge Witch.
Does she look female, or does she just look like she's covered in a bunch of crazy shit and I can't tell?
She's female.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he calls out to seeing you just come here, just like blast all kinds of magic, and he looks out across the bridge like he's reaching down to Talon, and he says, "I don't know who you are, but get in here and help us." And I'm going to use my Insightful Leader, which is my free action. So your first fast action of your turn is free. So essentially, you just get
ass.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm then going to use Turning Point, which is a fast action, to remove 1 stack of 1 condition from your target. My target being Talon. Talon, I reach down and grab you. In doing so, I am going to lift you off the ground. And I'm also going to. I'm also going to activate.
He'll take the hand. Yeah.
I'm also going to activate my Keepsake, which is another fast action, once per combat, and heal you for 15 health. And say, as he lifts you up, he says, "Your mouth is bigger than your blade," and lifts you up.
Oh.
Who's been killing dogs all day?
Wow.
Who's almost died a couple times?
Wait, is fallen a condition?
Mm-hmm. Prone would be a condition.
Fallen?
Right?
No, fallen's not a condition. It's a specialty. It's
okay.
It doesn't come under the conditions.
All right.
Yeah, it's not a condition. Prone is the only condition that you're thinking
I
of.
just wanted to make sure because I have something that. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So I'm sorry, that was healed for 15, you said?
15, yep.
Nice.
So that
okay.
is 2 fast actions and a free action, which means I get 2 more fast actions.
Or 1 slow action.
Or 1 slow action. That is true. I am going to. I'm gonna valiantly strike right past. Actually, I think I don't have a move that I can shift him.
You can strike past me. You don't have to worry about it because you can move through friendlies. It's not as long as you have the reach, you can do it. It's not a problem.
Yeah, I can do that, but I also think I have a move that actually shifts you out of my way.
Well, that was that time turner thing. We don't want to be blowing that again.
Oh, that's true. That's what that was. Yeah. So then, in that case, I'm going to activate my slow movement, which is Valiant Strike, which is actually, I'll use it. Which one is more damage, 4 or 5, Johnny?
What do you mean?
The dogs.
You mean like the dog's damage?
Yeah. Which one looks like it's hurting? Either of them? None of them?
So 5 has been scratched. But what you see about 5 is that there are flames sort of tickling at its paws, rising up towards its legs. So there's something definitely going on with it. There's a sustained effect going on right there. So
okay. In that case, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking use my slow action to move because my boy Red just went down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm gonna go towards Red.
He runs,
a nice guy.
Jumps
Thank you. What?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's my turn. That's my slow action.
He's a tactician, so he's gonna make shit happen here, guys.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you carved up one of these dogs before you left because our guy is down there. He can't really help right now.
That's okay. I mean,
get me up.
In trained combat, even when there is a downed person, you're not gonna let a dog just eat on the entrails of your friend.
He'd be coming after us real quick because now there's a lesser person who's up with some more hit points.
Sure, mechanically speaking, but narratively in a roleplay standpoint, that doesn't really have any relevance.
All right. Well, Talon's gonna file us away for future reference. That's for damn sure.
Okay. And that's it.
I mean, despite the healing, which I do appreciate, don't get me wrong.
Despite picking you up off your ass and healing you.
Yeah, then running away from battle to go help the guy who's already down on the ground. Yeah.
Hey, a second ago, you were down on the ground, so.
I was still moving, though. Here's the difference.
So that's
very
my
much
turn.
alive. Anyways, all right, let's move on.
Okay, guys. So here we are with Nalus making a move back towards his downed friend. Talon being restored, Cathbad at the edge of the sort of the map, and it is now the Houndmaster's turn. As you hear another guttural cry from him, which invokes. Come on, there we go. Which invokes animal handling, to which all the bloodhounds are going to heal for 10 points.
Damn it.
That's really kind of annoying.
Should have let me go first.
Sorry.
Healed everybody and done damage.
Yeah, we should have.
Well, you got to be within range. You're still not within range.
Yeah, but I could have gotten within range until all of them moved. I could have.
Yeah.
We done goofed.
You done goofed, but it's fun because that's how we figure out what's the optimal strategy for you, the four of you as players. It's great.
Well, you still get your turn. You'll still get to your sustain, so you'll still be doing damage to him. Don't worry. And actually, it still might come ahead of you going last because you'll have a target opportunity with the Houndmaster. So depending on how you want it, depending if he climbs his skull painted ass back up there, it's going to depend. So
right, which is he's going to take for his second action, which he's going to try to get up. And let's see what Roll20 actually says. And yes, he is able to climb his butt up back onto the railing. So he gets himself right here.
Yeah, now that's a problem.
And with his third action, uses Disarming Lash against Talon.
Right. Now, you coward, get back here.
So deal 1d10 plus 10 versus toughness. Hero suffers 5 stacks of weakness versus your willpower.
Except on this one, I think I get a dodge on this one. I don't think it's auto hit, right?
It is but it's well, so no, it's a special. Okay, yes, you're right. It is a dodge. A dodge against willpower.
It's against willpower. When they're both 4, it doesn't really matter. Come on, dodge. Nope. All right, so still the damage and everything.
What's your willpower?
It's a 4,
Okay,
so
cool.
Emberwind Spark could do it.
Then he turns back to you, and I activate my passive ability, which costs nothing. And he says, "Man up!" And I use Decorated General, and I get to change any roll from any combatant, plus or minus 4. So I will make your roll succeed.
Yeah. Hey, Nalos.
Good.
Nalos.
Yeah,
Are you listening, buddy? Seriously.
Yeah.
All right. So it lashes out, right? And it does not connect.
Pulled out of the way practically, like an unseen force. I was like, yeah, there's still 3-on-1 here. He shouts back because I'm not letting you go easy, pal. Although I do appreciate it. Again, yeah, he's like, whoa.
So the whip sort of comes out, wraps around your around your wrist, trying to disarm you, but with Nalos's sort of buff, you just sort of are able to kind of slip your way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're facing 2 hounds and a hound master, but you still have your weapon and are not dealing with stacks of weakness.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
No kidding. That's bad. And Kath, now guess who's adjacent to your puppy there for the wildfire?
So
yeah, I thought that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So guys, great. Houndmaster finishes his turn, snarling that he's been defeated, bringing our focus to Cathbad, who now has the opportunity to move in and do some serious damage.
Oh.
So sustain first, though, right?
2, 3.
But she just calls like I'm going to sustain this.
Yeah. I'm still sustaining.
Which that damage happens right now.
Okay.
Right.
Well, hold on a second. So let's be clear about this.
Mm-hmm.
By sustaining the damage or sustaining the effect on, I believe it was on number 5, right?
Right.
Okay. So by sustaining the effect, it takes 5 points of damage.
No. It takes
3d6 piercing it.
Correct.
Okay.
And also deal
roll
that damage to foes adjacent to your target.
Yep. All
Right.
3 of them take that.
Hold on a second. One thing at a time. Is that 3 separate rolls, or is that just one roll?
No, we roll one roll for all of them.
All right, great. So, Kath, go ahead and roll that.
There you go.
So,
Nice.
awesome.
Fantastic.
Sucker, you did not heal those dogs for 10 points each.
Give him time.
And that's piercing again, right?
That is piercing. That is piercing.
Fantastic.
Yep.
All right, good.
Okay.
Goodly,
Give him
good.
time. Give him
Yeah,
time.
All right, so all 3 of those hounds kind of in this area take that, 10 points. I'm going to go ahead and take another free action and cast Wild Spring on myself to make sure I get another extra damage die next round as I continue to sustain.
So you're getting it for next round for that same.
It can continue to sustain round after round, correct? Or is it just 2 rounds in a row?
No. That it can continue to sustain. So the effect, as long as you sustain the spell, you can do that. But what I'm asking is if the die is going to affect your roll for damage next round.
I don't. It's going to be 3d6. I think every round. It doesn't stack.
Okay.
Right. You're right. It doesn't stack.
So okay. Right. So, but basically, I'm prepping for the full next round to make sure.
Exactly. There you go.
All right. I am going to. I did move in, so I don't get as quite as much. I do get a free fast action. Correct.
That is correct.
Okay. Yes, you still have that one left over from what's his face?
Right.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I can still reach you, hot dog. So you are going to get to heal with rejuvenation 1d8 HP.
Nice.
Awesome.
Talon will take 1d8. So that is my free fast action, and then I'm going to take. Do I do more damage because they are all here, or do I?
Okay, I'm back up to full. That's pretty kick-ass.
That's great. That's good. That's great.
It's fantastic. I'm going to need it.
Better yet, you know what? You're in range too. You can have an extra damage die next round. You get some Wild Spring on your step too.
Is that? Did you say it was a free action?
It's free action for me to cast Wild Spring.
It's 1 per round, I think.
Yeah, I think you're only 1 per round. Check the writing on that one.
Well, how do I know if it's round based? Because it just says.
Actually, let me check. Yeah, at the end, Wild Spring +1 or damage die 1 per round. It's at the very end.
Oh my god! Oh, I see it. Oh, you're right. It does say right there. I just didn't write that on my sheet.
No, there's a lot going on in this game.
All right. Okay. All right. So I took it. It's cool. That's fine.
No,
so
you keep doing that piercing. That's fantastic. I got my own thing to him. I can actually do it myself with a maneuver I have. So
I was going to say, do I want to take another? You know what? I've got Wildfire up. I'm just going to sustain it for another round and have them all take another 3d6.
It doesn't quite work that way. You could cast. What is your sustain limit, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
How do I know that?
You should be like near class actions. I'm not sure if you're using our character sheet, if you just wrote it down. It's 1 unless you took something that gave you an extra 1, basically. That's how it works.
Okay, so
if you're at your limit, you're at your limit. But the reason is if you had 2 sustains, you could actually cast Wildfire twice and sustain both of them.
Both of them. That's what I'm wondering if that's because I honestly have no idea where to even find what my sustained is. Like in terms of
I'm looking right now. I'm trying to find it in the book right now. So anyways.
Real quick.
Let's just plan then for the sake of this, because I have another slow action. I'll just recast it, which means I'll have to roll for it. But
that is correct.
So let me roll for the accuracy.
Okay.
Yeah, and either
Nailed
way.
it.
Yep.
Yes, you did.
Nailed it.
Okay.
So let's just go ahead and do.
So who are you casting it on?
So I'm gonna literally the same dog is gonna get basically 2 now sustained bits of fire under his ass.
Well, you'll be able to sustain. You won't be able to sustain both of them because you only have a sustain limit of 1. We're gonna go with it. You only have a sustain limit of 1.
Oh, okay.
So, but still, hey, cast it. You can still do the damage, which is gonna do. Well, it's not gonna do the damage until next round.
Right. Yeah.
But it won't do the. But you might as well roll this one for another 3d6 with that extra die you have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'll roll the 3d6 this round. So basically, I recast it, filling my final slow slot after moving. And then I'll just go ahead and do the 3d6 and then sustain it for next round.
Nice. Yeah, that's only going to be on 5 though. Yeah.
Yep. So that one, 5, only 5 takes another 10 points. Next round.
It takes another 10, which is very important.
True story. And you took some healing. And I'm getting closer and closer to being able to heal our monk friend. I just got to get over there.
Oh, he's fine till the battle's over. Okay, so I gotta make sure I'm back up to full, which I am.
Okay, guys, hold on. Okay, so Kath, you have done everything that you can for this round. You've got all your actions are spent at this point.
Correct. All my actions are spent.
All right, excellent. We are now back at the top of the initiative round. It is round 5. Question is there a change to the initiative order at this point, given that red is currently down?
Right. I have a question first. Kat, for your defensive, wait a minute. Sorry. Hold on. For your utility aspect, which one did you take?
Spirited.
Okay, that was extra 6 points. So you only have 1 sustain limit. All right.
Okay.
On that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. There you go.
So I'll make note of that because the majority of my spells are sustained. So I may take a look at that for next game. But I appreciate you letting me know.
Yep. No problem. No problem. Yeah, I strongly suggest we kind of tweak that around a little bit. Yeah. I wish to go first since I don't know. I'm right in the thick of crap.
Well, hold on. So I have an idea. So we can. It's worth thinking about. I'm not dismissing that, but it's worth thinking about because if we let Catbad go first, we hit all of them again with the sustain before they move out of that cluster.
They're not going to move. They're going to kick my ass. Well,
the Houndmaster is likely to move.
He can. Well, he is likely to move because I know the creature, but he's going to shift over 1 big fat hairy deal. And besides, he still gets 1 move, 2 attacks. I'm in a lot of trouble here. If I don't take one of these hounds out, I'm probably not going to stand up the round.
I mean that's fair. That's fair.
And she can roast them. I mean, let's see. You're out. You see, if you're fallen, you don't really count in the order anymore. So now we have to go hero, enemy, hero, enemy, hero.
That's correct.
Because you're not moving anymore, so we don't have that capability. So I
just wanted to see if we wanted to think about getting the AOE before they have a chance to move. But that's fine.
The problem is her AOE is probably not going to take them down. That's the problem. But I can soften them up enough where even if I go down, if the tactician gets his ass back over here, you two can probably take him out. So, anywho, I got to save that too. I better save it. All right, so I have to watch this because I'm probably going to use a time turner here.
Hold on a second. Time out.
Yeah.
Let me be very clear about what's going on here. Talon is going first.
Yep.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think that's the plan.
Then the grunt foes are going, and then Nalus is going second.
I don't know. Now that's up to you. It would be good. I think the druid. Actually, you know what? You should go last because I need her to do damage as quickly as possible, so we can hopefully mess up the Houndmaster and the hounds as much as possible. If we can take those 2 out, I think the 2 of us can take the Houndmaster. So if she with my so you're going last. Cathbad's going second. I'm going first.
All right. So Talon first. Grunts. Cathbad. Awaken foes. Nalus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Great. All right.
Okay.
Talon, take your action, please.
Yep. You want to move me up in front of Red since Red's kind of out of it?
At this point, it
doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, that's fine. All right, I cannot do that unless I want to do that. I want to make sure I take at least one of these out. I will use Bone Shatter again. Well, of course, I'm maintaining heavy grip because duh. I will use Bone Shatter Blow, and I'll do Psychotic Strike, which will allow me to save my Unstoppable Force for the healing that I probably are going to need before this turn is over. Okay, now, what I do need to do is make sure I roll a freaking hit roll. Yes, and it penetrates. Fabu. All right, gonna do number 4, I guess, because that's the closest one. So that is 2d12. Let's see. Heavy Grip Bone Shatter right here. Bam. 15 on number 4.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on just a second. You said that it penetrates the toughness?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right. Just making sure. All right.
It's still up.
So it's 15 points of damage, and this is for on which one?
Number 4.
On number 4? Oh, yeah, it's still up.
Oh, crap.
It's bloody, but it's still up.
All right, then I will amplify with Shadow Strike. When you target foe, it costs a fast action. When you target foe with a melee action, hit target foe, make basic melee attack as a free action. And I will bring the sword around and try to attack it yet again. Boom. And that's a 4. Ooh, close to crit, but not close enough, but still penetrates. So now I just do basic attack with heavy grip. And that is 20 points of damage. There we go.
And the hound goes down.
Okay.
Nice.
So describe to us what happens when that hound goes down.
Okay, so yeah, he takes his measure and then just drives the Bone Shatter blow. And the thing like yelps as he like just drives the blade right into its back, and it like staggers a bit, but it's still up. And it turns to come at him, does a spin, brings the sword down right through its neck, stabs it, blood spurts, the thing kind of mists out and is gone. And yanks the blade free. Hey, come on, you bastards. I got more here for the lot of you. And I will save my fast action, and I am done. I have a fast action held in reserve.
Is that something you can do?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
So,
because some triggered effects require like think about it as like saving your mana for the next turn in Magic the Gathering. Right?
Well, you can actually I should double check because I would use it for my time turner, and I'm not sure if time turner needs. It's not a that's a good point. It's not really a triggery thing, is it? I might not be able to use it off of my turn.
If it's not your turn, you can only use triggers.
Yeah, crap. Everything else is slow. Well, you know what I'll do, assuming I live through the round, which is theoretically possible, not hugely, but it's theoretically possible. If she does enough damage, she might be able to take that dog out, or at least wound number 5. I will use focus, and I need to do a focus skill check for +1 die to next damage or healing action. My focus is at 12. So I might as well blow that because I have nothing else to do with it. And no, I fail. So, all right, now I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, hound number 6 pounces, hound number 5 pounces on Talon immediately. So,
at least I'm back up to full, so thank goodness for that.
Roll your dodge.
No dodge, it's auto hit.
Well, sorry, you're absolutely right. No auto hit. Or sorry. So against your toughness, my bad, which is a 6, correct?
That is correct.
All right. So you're going to take 11 points of damage.
Okay.
All right, and I'd like you to make your willpower roll.
That I need to do, yes. Okay, come on, willpower. Oh, not a chance. Total critical failure.
Yep, and you are prone.
Keistered, yes.
Since we talked about it, is this where we actually make the house rule official and we invoke something?
That seems good to me.
Fine by me.
He's right by this little hole.
Yikes.
Okay, sure. Yes, you're going to get pushed back towards this hole, and you're going to be laying on that board.
Oh, that's not good. Okay, that's a problem.
So you are able to kind of grip yourself and kind of hold on, but you're kind of holding on to this as your back is on a board. As you see the hound move in again to get closer, but doesn't actually, take any other action at that particular point because it doesn't have anything that really works.
Yay! Whatever.
Doesn't it get 2 actions per turn? So it makes that movement, closing in, but does not actually take any type of attack. Number 2, seeing Nalos make his move towards him, pounces, closes the range, and attacks.
Bark, bark, bark. Yep.
All right. What's your toughness, Talon? Or sorry, Nalos?
Like 12. Hold on a second.
I'm sorry, your toughness is 12?
My toughness is it's 9.
Whoa, that's
high.
Well, he's got the shield and everything. Yeah.
I have shield, I have heavy armor, and I took defensive vigorous. So it gives me plus 1
there
toughness.
you go. Yep.
No,
Smart guy.
My accuracy is 12. Sorry.
All right. You are going to receive 2 points of damage.
Oh no!
Oh no! I'm sorry for your poor sensibility, but because of that, you also need to roll your
32.
You need to roll your willpower, otherwise you're going to get knocked prone.
That's true.
Cool. And I have +2 willpower from Decorated General when I just shouted over at Talon to be a man, which means I have.
You must be swift as a coursing river.
At least as swift as a coursing river, which means I need to beat an 8. I think, right? Willpower, yeah. Come on, 8. Slowest ever. Yep, success.
Nice.
Outstanding. Get wrecked, dog.
You actually keep your feet, but the dog makes a second attack with a bite versus your not your toughness, your dodge.
Okay, so I get to dodge, which my dodge is real bad. You're probably gonna hit. Yeah, you hit.
Yay! Sorry. But because of your damn freaking sort of toughness there, it's only going to be a paltry 9 points.
Oh no!
Or sorry, 8 points.
Oh no!
No,
it's
9 points. 9 points. You're right. 9. So, anyways, yeah, you take another 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And it finishes its turn there, and now it's Cathbad's turn. I wonder what she's gonna do.
Okay, I want to crispy fry this pooch. Please and thank you. Let me make sure there's nothing. All right, this time around, I'm going to give the extra damage die to him because he's close enough. I can do that. So you do get the Wild Spring this one. So you're going to get the extra damage die next round. Help you out there. Yeah, I'm going to just sustain it. So I should have another 3d6.
Yeah, that is correct. Yep. That is correct. Yeah. Light them up.
So roll it.
Oh, only 6. Poor little fire die. That's okay. That was only 1 slow attack.
Well, that wasn't even an attack. That was a sustaining.
Oh, that's true. I haven't even made. Oh, he's in for it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's. She's going to drop the wildfire and do a general spell. So this is a non-sustained. Actually, no, she can keep the sustained up.
Exactly.
She keeps that one up and she reaches out and she's going to cast Wither. So again, the kind of roots and things cracking through this like stone bridge wrap around its feet. And this one, she's going to cast on this guy. Okay.
Good.
Hit him. So let's give it a try. I got to make this accuracy check.
Yep.
Yay!
Nice. Awesome.
Cool.
Very nice.
So he's going to take a D10.
Was that fast, Dot?
That is a slow.
Okay, so your first fast action is still free, just so you know.
Oh, cool.
That's right.
So I may actually move. Okay, cool. Well, we'll figure that out here in a second.
Go ahead. Go.
Yeah. So let's roll the piercing. So he's going to take. Does my extra damage apply to this too?
It could.
Okay, so wait a minute. So you rolled an 8. Does that hit your piercing?
That was her cap check.
That was my accuracy. Yeah, my cap check.
Does
you get your accuracy, but you did not pierce.
Wither is a piercing spell.
Exactly.
Wither is a
Druids have a lot of piercing bypasses. That's why they're nasty. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
So if you wanted to add that damage he gave you, you could do that.
And it also says 1 stack of weakness.
Oh my God, that's really important. Yes. Oh, that's awesome.
Really? Okay,
Yes.
So hold on just a second. Let's confirm what weakness actually does in this particular scenario.
Okay.
It starts making you do less.
One action damage per stack.
Yeah, he starts doing less damage with his attacks.
Fuck
Right,
yes.
exactly.
Okay, so basically, I'm sucking life from him. Is what I'm doing.
Pretty much.
Withering him away.
You're making him painful. Yeah, it's painful for him to do stuff. Totally.
Okay. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and roll the 2d10. So he takes 8 points from that, and since I have another slow action, I'm just going to sustain it and do another round since I hit while I'm here. So this guy here, I don't know what his number is. It's too tiny for my poor old eyes to see, but I do know he's going to take.
So wait, hold on. The sustained damage only goes once, so you have to cast it if you want to hit him again, which you can do if you have an action left. You have to cast it again like you did last round.
Well, hold on a second.
Yeah.
So the sustained damage, it doesn't actually hit until her round starts, and the hound has already moved.
Right?
Yeah, but I was going to cast Wither a second time on this guy.
Oh, you're going to cast Wither? Okay, Wither a second time. What was
I was going to. Yeah.
All right. So
the 8 that was rolled is the first round of Wither damage on.
Okay, great.
Yeah. Yes.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have made that clear. Yeah. So that's the first round of Wither damage on this outlier here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do another round of Wither damage if I can make a roll.
Right. Correct. She's got it. Yep. So.
Which I don't. Oh, I'm 1 over. Okay. Well, that one doesn't hit.
Still did pretty damn good.
Pish.
Still did pretty damn good. Yeah.
MVP for sure. Cat bad right now.
It's cool. I'm gonna come over there. I'll give you some life. It'll be fine.
Okay.
All right. So with is that all of your actions? You spent your action pool?
Yeah, that's all I can do. Oh yeah, and then whatever that weakness piece was, 1 stack of weakness. So wait, does that stack again? Because I cast it a second time, but it didn't hit.
It didn't hit.
Right,
so
it didn't hit. Yeah. It would have, I believe, because weakness does stack. So if you had, you would have had 2 stacks on it. That's correct.
All right, well, I'll work on the next round.
What it would have done is mitigated 2 points of damage every time he does damage. So.
Oh, I see. Well, I'll have to hit that again next round. Okay.
All right, guys. Exactly. All right. So now it's the Houndmaster's turn. So the first thing that he's going to do is, of course, he's going to invoke
his damn animal handling, isn't he?
Yep, his animal handling, thus restoring, both Hounds 2 and Hound 5. Wow. Okay, that actually worked out really well. Hound 2 and Hound 5 are looking really, really good, and Hound 5 is starting to feel the vigor of its life again. As with his second action, he uses disarming lash against Talon.
You got this.
And so you need to roll your willpower, basically.
Well, I get to roll a dodge first, right?
That's what your dodge, your willpower.
Oh, it's a willpower. It's against a willpower?
It's a willpower roll.
Oh, okay. Well, they're both 4 anyways. Doesn't technically really matter.
Well, don't forget you're also off guard because you're prone.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 12.
All right. So
is he prone again?
I was knocked down from the last one. No, disarming lash is something worse.
Yeah, you got him up and then he got knocked down again.
Right. So here's what's going to happen first. So your toughness is 6, right? All right. So you're going to take 6 points of damage.
Okay. Puts it down to 13.
13. And then you're going to suffer from 5 stacks of weakness.
Yeah, that's
versus
not great.
Your willpower.
Versus your willpower. Oh, wait a minute. Weakness. Now I'm doing -5 damage. Is the problem?
Well, you get to roll your weakness first.
Oh, you mean
so you're going to roll your willpower first.
Okay. Nope. Not doing well there.
You now suffer from 5 stacks of weakness.
Okay. Yep. So now my damages are All right. It's right.
So this is the first time, and you're disarmed, right? So, right? Is that how this? Yeah.
Well, you're not. It's the weakness is really the disarming part. So
right, exactly.
I don't use my weapon, but it's not good.
Right.
So, I'll tell you that much.
This is the ability that I've been waiting to land, because this is like the shining piece of the Houndmaster. So.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Absolutely.
And so with his third,
oh, for God's sake,
with his third attack, he's actually going to do a whip against Talon, and that is a dodge action, or that's a dodge roll.
Yep. Hang on, I was putting my 5 stacks of weakness down.
And don't forget about your because you're prone. You're actually off guard.
Yeah. Nope. That would have made it if I hadn't been prone. So. Mm-hmm.
All right. So he's going to do 1d10 minus 6.
Yeah,
And he does 11 points of damage.
Ooh, I'm down to 2.
You're good. You're alive.
Well, yeah, I'm still here. I took the whole round. That's actually pretty impressive, all things considered. Damn.
That is pretty impressive since he was both of them were really kind of dealing you the point of it. And you hear the Houndmaster sort of growl with a guttural rage and satisfaction as he sees you just sort of teetering on death's door. Which leads us to Nalis's round or Nalis's turn.
Cool, that's me. Okay, I'm gonna use Valiant Strike, which allows me to make a melee attack at this guy. So 1d20. I think I have an accuracy of 12 and a pierce of 6. So yeah, that hits him and does 2d10 damage.
You are prone, correct?
I'm not prone.
No, you're not.
He fended it off. Yeah, he fended it off. He did very well.
So yeah, he takes 15 damage, and I get to. Is this glass? Is that what this little symbol is? What does that do?
Yeah, you don't want to back into that.
What is it supposed to be? It's just
it causes movement in parish. Specifically, in the scenario, it does the following. Hold on, let me just pull up.
Bad stuff is the answer.
Yes.
Cool.
So, broken glass, local field effect. Broken glass is littered across the bridge. When a combatant enters a square with broken glass, that combatant loses 1 hit point and suffers -2 squares to its movement action until its next upkeep phase.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, cool. Okay, I shift back 1. I shift back 1 as a free action because of that ability. I'm going to use my throwing knife as a fast action. To stab this dog, hopefully, and I do, and I pierce, and that does.
Do you crit?
I don't crit. My crit's 2.
Wow.
But it does take a full 4 points of damage. That is 1 fast action. He looks back and sees the carnage ensuing across the field. He looks to Cathbad and he says, "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." And Cathbad, your first fast action is a free action for you. I have 1 more fast action left. 1 more fast action lawsuit. Let's do.
Can you get someone up? You can remove a condition.
I can do a couple things. How many conditions do you have on you, Talon?
Weakness 5 stacks.
Cool. I'm gonna remove 1 of those stacks. And he looks back to you.
Do you have any healing you could do on me instead?
Not from range of this far. And no, I can only heal myself. So he looks back to you and says, "We've had this discussion. Get up." And then I turn the opposite way towards red, and I use my turning point, or my tide turner rather, Triumphant Return, which this one I actually know what it does, and I actually use this one. I do have a question for clarity, though. It's a trigger, and the trigger is vague, and I feel like it needs to be either clarified in the rules or totally applies to everything. If a foe becomes fallen, so he's no less fallen than he was 3 turns ago, he's definitely still fallen. Can I use that ability?
Well, he's not a foe. You could only use that like if you had dropped number 2, then you could have used the time.
Oh, that's right. If a foe becomes fallen, that's right. Okay. Well then. Then he doesn't get that. Sorry.
So wait a minute. Time out. Read me the text again.
That's weird. If a foe becomes fallen, target hero recovers from fallen and heals max HP, which is a very. Weird.
But that's something like the tactician. If he drops 1 foe in front of him, he uses the time turner. You're back up from falling. That's how.
Right, but it's not clear that there's whether the tactician actually has to execute and actually take down the foe, because you took down number 3 in this round.
Correct.
So that actually
I did.
Right.
It just says if a foe.
Yeah, it just says trigger if a foe becomes fallen.
Right.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, you could have done that when I had taken out number 3.
Okay,
yeah,
well I misunderstood the rules, so that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Anyway. I'm going to retcon that.
So why don't you? So I'm okay with you raising red at this point using that ability. So describe what happens to that, and then Red comes back
he basically turns back towards where Red is on the other side of this hound after yelling at Talon, and he says, "And you, this is no time to be laying around. Get up!" And he points over to Red, and Red, you just hear from whatever enlightened plane you are on, someone yelling at you to stop being useless, and it breaks your concentration. Your chi is shook. It's hella shook. It's 2019 shook. And that's it. You are at full hit points.
Awesome.
And you are no longer fallen.
Red, just narrate Red, waking up and getting back to that particular point.
Yeah, I think it's like that like effect that you get in the movies where it's like kind of like the echoing voice. It like kind of sounds far away, and then like we get like the like blurred vision as Red's eyes flutter open. What? Okay. All right. He hops to his feet and prepares to get back into the action.
Technically, I think it's your turn.
So, Nalos, this is that's Nalos' turn. He commits the action, and with his last act, yelling across the field, Red rises, and as he does, the hound in front of him just begins to assess the situation as if something was really strange, in a strange set of circumstances, and you hear a guttural shit from the hound master as he takes in and assesses the situation and just kind of looks around and resigns himself to move in again for combat, and that's where we're going to end it.
Nice.
Cool.
That's a good.
Right.
That is a good spot. Dope.
The tide has turned. Nalos has saved the day, and Red has been restored.
Yeah.
Hell
We
yeah.
will finish this combat next week.
Let's hope. Cool. Let's go around, do our introductions, and we'll get the hell out of here and host a friend of ours. We will start with Johnny, our illustrious GM. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
My name's Johnny. I'm Video Store Cowboy. I'm a tabletop streamer with a side of variety. You can find me on my channel, Video Store Cowboy. I have just started, actually did a little office hour stream to talk about last week's episode just before this one. That's actually going to get a regular time slot starting on Mondays of next week. Check Twitter, et cetera, et cetera. I'll make sure that it gets announced everywhere as much as possible. You guys did amazing tonight. This is a rough system in respect to combat. There's a lot of rules and there's a lot of things to keep track of. And being new to the system, it's hard, but you guys did a phenomenal tonight. So thanks very much, guys. I look forward to you guys finally conquering this scenario next week.
Hell yeah. Let's jump right over to the first episode for her here, but our full cast member. Dot, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
I am a Dot. You can find me on the internet as Little Red Dot, where I play a ton of tabletop RPGs on networks just like this one, as well as my own Twitch channel, where I spend most of my time playtesting brand new indie RPGs and bringing light to those for the general public so that you can learn about all the awesome games that are out there and the content creators that are doing cool things for our community. So.
Sweet. Let's jump right over to Sam. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
My name is Sam. I am twitch.tv/WizandFool, Twitter @TheWizandFool. I'm mostly up to this game right now. I've got some stuff coming up next month, but until then, you gotta find me here if you want to watch me play stuff. Other than that, hit me up on Twitter if you want to talk to me about games. And yeah, I had a blast tonight. Thank you all.
Sweet, me too. Let's jump over to last but not least, John. Who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
Hi, Radio Johnny Panda, John Helfers here. I actually can finally say I'm actually doing more than one game a turn. I usually play on Arvin Elron's channel. We're doing D&D this Saturday, going through Ravenloft, which we're having a hell of a fun time with. This has also been a blast. Johnny, Mike, Dot, and Sam has all been great. I'm so glad we have the full party together because holy crap, that would have been very dangerous. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, especially for not being as tiered up as we're supposed to be. But typically, I'll be here. I'll also be starting my own Axia campaign at the end of the month on Arvin Elrond's channel. So go check that out. But you can catch me this Saturday, along with Trendane and Rob and a bunch of other great folks on Arvin's channel. We're going to be doing more Strahd and Ravenloft. But I look forward to coming back here next week on Tuesday to hopefully we should be able to survive and wrap this up.
Fantastic. That being said, guys, if you want to support the show, if you want to support the cast and myself and the channel and the community, please go check out our Patreon. That is the best way to do that. And if you want to ingrain yourself in more of the community, please go check out our Discord. That is our communal hub. And with that, we're going to go jump over and throw a little raid over to our good friend, the Bubbernaut, who is currently playing League of Legends, but is primarily a tabletop streamer. So definitely go check him out. Give him all of your hot, sticky raid love. And from all of us to you guys, bye-bye.
I love the bub.
Take care.